Okay. Let me just a moment.
Silvio já falou, bom, 10% é isso. Não. Está na mão do Basílio, eu mandei uma mensagem pelo WhatsApp para ele antes das férias. Ele falou que está vendo.
Okay, we are on live now. Hello, people from YouTube. My name is Tali.
Então,
I'm a facilitator here in TalkNtalk. TalkNtalk is a platform where you can practice idioms like English, Spanish, French, Italian. I'm not a teacher. I'm a student facilitator. I won't correct anyone, and I am here just to guide the conversation. Let me just... Okay, let me put the questions on the chat. Let's today talk about learning a new language.
Vamos ver se eu alinho retroativo. Eu acho que não. Tá? Aí eu falo contigo, se você...
I am in my co-working now. I work in a co-working. And there is someone calling cell phones. Because of that, you guys can hear some things in background. Okay? Because of that, I will mute it when I'm not talking.
Say to him to speak in English at least.
The business, the clients are in Brazilian. Okay, now the question for today is about learning a new language. What motivated you to start learning a new language? Miqueias.
SO é nosso, né?
In my case, my motivation is work and the desire to live in another country, United States. In my work, use constantly English. That's it.
Are there another language that you want to learn because you like the culture, this history, or it's just to have a job, to get a better work, to live in another place? Is the only reason?
Can you repeat?
Are there any language that you would like to learn because you like, or because you like the culture, the history, or you just want to learn a new language because of the job, because to move to another country?
It's necessary to my work, né?
Mm-hmm.
But I know eu quero conhecer outra cultura, aprender mais sobre a língua, é isso.
Yes, but what I am asking is, are there some language, some idiom, any, that you would like to learn? For example, I study Chinese because the culture, because the history, not because the job. If you have any language in mind that you would like to study because of that, not because a job.
Sim.
I learn English more. I want to live in another country. It's necessary. É isso, é mais eu quero morar fora, trabalho.
Yeah, I see. More in English languages countries. Yeah, I see. And about you, Luis Carlos, is the number one.
Well, Tali, I think my main motivation to start learning a new language was earning more money with because you have a lot of much more opportunities working working for companies from abroad, and I think the best choice to have your salary in a strong currency, you know. And I think the English is important for me as personality. For me, my main motivation is about work and increase my incomes.
But don't you have a motivation, for example, to learn Italian too?
Yes,
You
yes, yes.
say.
I think in August now I will start to learn Italian because one day I hope to live in Italy, you know, in the south of Italy. And and because I love Italian music as well, so I yes for Italian yes, more culture think.
It's more because the culture. Like me with Chinese.
Como faço para todos vocês?
And about you, Anderson?
Uh, Let me see. That good question because I thought about this question. All right. Uh, why my motivation is through my father speaking English fluently more 20 years atrás, ele fala inglês há mais de 20 anos. Então, my father, big inspiration for me. Today, my father work work with your English. I have been study English for acho que a 2 years ago. Uh, I think fascinante, não sei como se fala, fascinante, fascinante speak English because nós podemos connect the world. Right? That's it. Deu pra entender?
I could. I personally don't like English. I just learned it because we need it, but I don't like the language. I think it's a very poor language. And I like language that you don't need to conjugate the verb and you put everything in infinitive, like Libras and Chinese. So, Gabriel, could you respond to the question?
Yes, of course. About fascinante is almost the same. Fascinating. It's the same word. About what motivated me, I don't really like to learn a new language because it's so complex. It's so time consuming. In the past, when I was a child, I had Germany, and I took like 8, 10 years. I don't remember. And now, if you ask me how to speak in German, I don't remember nothing because if you don't use it, you you just forget. If it's not important to you, you just forget. Of course, the learning curve it's going to be faster if I start to learn again. But if I need to talk anything in German, I really don't remember. So, of course, it's nice to learn new things, new language, but it's not my priority because it's not something easy that you learn in just 1 year. It took several years to master the language. I'm doing English for, I don't know, 20 years. We start to learn English in the school, and we still learning to speak in English. So it's very, it's something I think it's learning new language. It's one of the most difficult things to do. So in the end, what I can say, what motivates me to learn a new language or learning English is to find new job opportunities or to traveling abroad or to understand YouTube videos or to read something technical things that almost everything is in English. So nowadays it's a must to know English. If you don't know English, you are behind everyone. So something that is like mathematics nowadays. You must, even if you don't want, you must to learn English.
Gabriel said something very important, very important. If you don't practice on your routine, you will forget the words, you forgot vocabulary, you forgot the practice, you forgot a lot of things. I like the platform TalkNtalk because even in my job nowadays, I work mostly with Brazilians. I use in my job Spanish, more Spanish because I work with some ONGs from Latin America, but that I could use English too. But I like to be facilitator in TalkNtalk because I can use the language at once, one time per week. Just doing that, I can force my brain use it and use the vocabulary and the words and don't forget. If you learn a language and don't practice, you will forget. Not forget out the entire language, but you will lose practice.
Detalhe.
It's totally important. Say,
Detalhe.
Anderson.
Sorry. Do you speak Spanish? Spanish? No. Spanish a lot of time?
I started to spoke Spanish. I started to study with a Peru teacher 2 years ago. 2023. Last at the final of 2020, with a Spanish teacher from Peru. And now I can have a conversation with, for example, a Mexican IT team from, I can have a conversation in Spanish without problems with a team from Mexico that spoke Spanish from TI, from my area. So in this period of time.
Cool.
Yeah, but I had private personal classes with a Spanish teacher, and all the classes were focused on conversation. I have difficult to write in Spanish, but I know how to talk, for example, because I focus my skill more on develop talking, because talking in Spanish were more important for me to talk with people, né, in person or by video on stream. It was more important to develop this skill. The writing, you can ask GPT to correct the things, But yeah, for example, I have that. I spoke better than I write, for example, in Spanish, because I practice more conversation in Spanish. And now I will become a facilitator of Spanish here in Talk Talk, because as Gabriel said, if you don't practice, you forgot.
Legal, hein?
It's
Isso aí.
very important. You need to practice.
One more thing, just a curiosity. I was reading that if you learn a second language, you have, like, in general, 5 years of, it's not 5 years, it's something like you have less chance to have Alzheimer when you get old, because your brain gets better. It's like going to the gym. Your body gets better if you learn a second language. It's like they had a study that said, for example, normal people have Alzheimer with that doesn't have a second language. They usually have Alzheimer with 70 years. People that have a second language normally have Alzheimer with 75 years old. So you actually gain 5 years of life having a second language, because your brain make new associations. You, for example, you say house, oh, in Portuguese is casa. So you make more associations in your brain. Your brain, it's like it gets bigger. So it's so beneficial for the human being that it's one more thing that add to us to be here.
Yesterday I was in my Chinese class with my teacher, and I was trying to say a sentence, to tell a story, to say something, but my brain said we, then woman, that is we in Chinese. My brain was putting English words in when I was trying to construct a Chinese phrase. It sometimes happens too when you study more languages. When I was younger, I studied Japanese too, so sometimes I want to remember a word in Chinese, I remember in Japanese, I become what's happening with my brain. It's so crazy. But learning a new language takes a lot of time. So, as I said, I like the platform because you practice once, you can practice at least one time per week and maintain your vocabulary. This is very important. If you don't practice, you forgot. So always try to practice and immerse in the language. It's very important. Let's go with the question number 2. What do you find most difficult when learning a new language? Grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or something else? Luis Carlos.
Well, for me, it's pronunciation because I don't have I just have this 1 hour every day to practice here in Talk and Talk. Because I love grammar, I also have some books with me because I'm a guy from the 90s, so I need to to learn it from a book. And for me is that for me, pronunciation the most difficult skill to learn in English.
And about you, Michael, you are practicing the idiom to move abroad, to work. What do you think is most difficult?
For me, I think pronunciation, listening skill is more difficult because the sounds are fast. This is my difficult is listening pronunciation.
Listening pronunciation. And about grammar vocabulary, it's okay. Do you write without problem?
I study, but more difficult listen.
Yeah. It's important to listen podcasts of subject you like. There is a streamer that plays some games that I like it. For example, I use it to watch him to practice my listening. So it's very important. Say.
Connect speech.
What?
Connect speech. Eles ligam uma palavra na outra muito rápido, né?
Yeah. Yeah, it depends of the accent. For example, 10 years ago, I studied English in Australia. Guys, the Australian people, they say English so fast. I was losing a street, I remember, in downtown, and I asked help for an Australian woman. She explained it, and I asked, could you repeat again, please? And she responded again. I didn't understood, and I just, thank you. Okay, I will try by myself. So it depends a lot of the accents too. I have a much more, for me, it's much more easy to understand, for example, the English for England, European, New Zealand, than, for example, Australia or Texas. The accent from Australia from Texas is very crazy. So it depends a lot of the accent. Indian, some Chinese from Indian people say it's difficult to understand. Yeah, so it depends. It depends. Even in Brazil, in Portuguese, if we go to some parts of Brazil, there is some things in Portuguese we cannot understand. Some languages of regional, some things we even in our native language. So listen podcasts and the contents of the people from the country you want to visit, for example, is a very good way to practice listening. Anderson, you respond not?
But for me, more difficult. I have it too. Number one, a grammar.
Grammar.
Yeah.
Grammar.
Speaking in primeira person. In person is easy. Fala em primeira pessoa, né? Agora fala to talk, speak and speak in third person is very difficult. I have because tem que tudo muda, né? Para falar em terceira pessoa, então muito difícil para mim. E a second things is to talk English with people because I feel nervous e the word is bagunça tudo aqui e não sai nada, mas that's it, é isso.
Yeah, sometimes you know, but you are nervous to talk. It's sometimes much more psychological than you don't know the content, Because when we are learning a new language as a kid, we are learning Portuguese, we can talk with everyone and practice, né? So, yeah, you need to practice, né? You don't have another option than practice.
Yes.
I don't like to learn it, so I don't like to conjugate verbs. No grammar. I think it's boring. And about you, Gabriel?
For me, it's the spoken English. That's why I'm here. As I said, you need to think fast, and that's the most difficult thing that you can do. When I was younger, I went to do an exchange program, and that's the thing that change my mind. I will say it in Portuguese, virada de chave, because you can't speak in Portuguese. If you go by yourself and you go to another country, you need to go to the supermarket and buy something to eat. And if you don't know how to say it in English, you are going to be screwed. You're going to be starving. So you need to speak with your hands, with something in that's things of survival thing makes your brain to learn faster. So for me, spoken English is the last thing that you can improve. The other things are, for me at least, it's easier to improve. It's not that it's easier, but anyways, for me, spoken English or any language to speak is the difficult thing to do. It is what we are doing right now.
For me, yeah, at the past I had difficulty with pronunciation too and listening, but you need to go immersion to and listen and practice. There isn't another way. But guys, I have to say something. To talk in Chinese is very difficult. Oh my God. It's very difficult to speak in Chinese and to listen because it is a tonal language that has 5 tones, né, of each syllable, né? And it's working a different way. Japanese is much more easy to talk than Chinese. No comparison. Japanese is much more easy. Japanese is easy to talk. I think easier than English. And in my opinion, because the syllables of when you take the writing of Japanese and put in Portuguese, the pronunciation are very similar. The verbs, aliás, the syllables are very similar. Ka, ki, ku, he, ho, ha, hi, hu, he, ho, a, you, e, o. It's the same pronunciation in Portuguese. It's like you take a lot of syllables in Portuguese, put together and form another words. Because of that, I think conversation in Japanese is much more easy than Chinese. No comparison. So, everyone responds. Question number 3. What methods or tools do you use to practice a new language? Who wants to respond first? Go ahead, Luis Carlos, you dismute it.
Okay, well, question number 3. Okay. Well, not only the tools or the practice, but I try to be exposed to the English language the most hours possible I can. So I am always listening English songs and watch movies in English, and I like to study on Open English as well. And I'm here talking always with my books in English. So I try to expose myself the much as I can, So I avoid to spend my time with another language, So I try to make this. It's my method.
What is Open English? It's a website to learn English.
It's a platform to learn English as well, because there's a gamification. It's for me it works pretty cool because I can practice grammar, listening, and speaking as well.
You have speaking like we are doing right now?
Yes, but with a lot of with a big amount of people in a room, you have you have access to one-to-one with a teacher, but it's just once in a week.
I see. Yeah. What I'm just thinking right now is that you have different uh, type of persons, not only people from Brazil, you have from all around the
Yes,
world. All
yes,
right.
yes, 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 yes. Because I think that is important to you expose yourself for with different accents, you know. So it's very important because in a real world with work with technology, you know, you are working multi
Multicultural.
multicultural teams. Yes. So it's very important to be aware about another accents.
No doubt. I say it's easier to understand Brazilians, and you can recognize if a person speaking English is from Brazil or not, because we have some typos or some way to speak in English. But when you start to understand an Indian is speaking English, then you know that you don't know English at all.
Yes, and the talk with Indians is for me is a nightmare. For instance, I work for a company from Nevada, and their English is very problematic, and with Indians is a double of the problem, you know. So you need to make double checks every time to be clear with you, what's your task. So it's a challenge forever. So, but I think that learning English or another language, it's forever. You know, you need to practice. You not learning, you not learning, and if you don't practice, you will forget very easily. So it's not I will study just for 1 year. For me, this not work. This will not work for me. I need to practice every day, and I know that I will practice for the end of my life. You know, for us who are in IT area is essential. So it's not just 1 2 year practice; it's a whole life. I think.
Indeed.
Good tips. Good tips. Good tips, Carlos.
Gabriel, you started. Go ahead, you to respond to the question about methods or tools you use to practice a new language.
What I do is something that I would like to share is to put uh, to set everything that you have in English. For example, my cell phone is in English. When I start to play a video game, I set in English. When I installing a new program in Windows, it's in English. My Windows is in English. Everything is English. If it's possible to put in English, just put in English because Portuguese you already know. So try to at least do that thing in English so at least once a day you are reading something in English. That's my share here, and this is what I do. Of course, there are other things. What methods to do? I watch some videos in YouTube. I try to watch movies. This is another thing. It's something that is a little bit annoying, but if you want to learn, you must try to practice at least once in a while, is to watch movies in English and put the subtitles in English. Um, you are going to struggle a lot. You are going to pause the movie and then you search the word and then you restart the movie. I know that's not perfect. We don't want to watch movie like this. 2 hours movie, you turns out a 4 hours movie. So, but in 10 movies that you watch, at least try to do it one or two. This is something that I do it for my last 10 years, and in this help me a lot. Uh, now I sometimes once a month or once 2, 3 months, I try to put a movie in English without subtitles. But of course, you're not going to get 70% of the movie. You're going to get 50%, but you practice your listening, and it's helped me to improve a lot.
Very good tips. I will say a curiosity. Do you know that in China, the movies, the series, the television, not in live, the recording content, even the natives, the movies, the content in TV, all they have subtitles? Because Chinese is a very contextual language. Even the native ones use subtitles. That's why I said the conversation with English is very difficult. So,
I can't even imagine.
Miqueias, and about you?
I prefer, I like text and audios in easy levels, but I cannot to do every day. I don't have discipline. I like website, the news and levels, text, áudios, both, né? But I cannot every day. Mas é importante, né? Dar essa sequência aí, né? Porque estudar um dia, outro não. Frequently, every day is important. That's
You
it.
can start 3 times per week first, because I will have discipline to do that every day. It's difficult. It's like to go to a gym. You can start less. Try at least, okay, this week I will study 3 times per week or 2 times per week.
Okay.
Pass 1 week, okay. Pass a second week, okay. I am having the discipline. I create the habits. Okay, third, I will add a new day to study. So try to, it's a tip. Try to start small, because create a new habit is difficult to put in your routine. Try to create the routine. Do the routine. Don't forget in a small levels of time of the week, for example, 2 days, but do. The most important thing is to do. And when it starts becoming part of the routine, you start putting more. It's like go to the gym. For more or less, you said, no, I will go to the gym 10 times per week at least. Okay, I'm going 2 times per week. Okay, I can increase the number of days. Start that.
I use Duolingo too. I use apps.
Yeah, Duolingo is good to help to with vocabulary. I use an app called Chinese Skill for me to practice. But that's it. Start small, but start. It's better to start doing and do, to have the routine, to walk like to walk. It's important to walk, no matter how much. This is what I want to say.
Okay.
Anderson, and about you?
I feel I like a lot watch videos about to travel. Tipo, more vlog, né? To people say, uh, the people to travel for world visit a lot countries. Uh, I am I am addicted about the what videos about this about that it. Right? Tô viciado em assistir vlog de viagem. I don't put subtitles. Subtitles? Não, eu não coloco legendas, somente o inglês mesmo. That's it.
Okay. You consume the content you like in English. This is the most important. Consume content that you are interested in, you like in another language. This helps a lot. For example, I like to watch live stream of a specific streamer that plays some games. There are games that I like the videos. I think it's funny the way he do, né? He is actor too. So I like the editions. So find some content you like and practice in the language. That's the language. Yeah, it's a very good way to learn. We have 5 minutes at least, so we are going to finish the immersion. Gabriel, it was your first immersion. How was the experience? How was the conversation?
It was very good. It is a pleasant to talk with you guys. I haven't had the opportunity to talk in English for a long time. Uh, Actually, I have the experience to live abroad. I lived for 1 year in Belgium. I use my English in a job, so I practice a lot. But this was in 2016, so more than nine years. I didn't have the chance to practice. I consume things in English, but I don't spend words. It's like woman. We need to speak, to talk, because we need to move our mouth up and down. If something it's in our head, and I know English, it's perfect. I know I'm watching videos, and then somebody ask a question to you. You don't know how to say your name, your age, because you don't have this skill doing every day. So we have to speak uh, at least once a year. So I'm going back to speak, and I was fluent and not anymore. So I'm trying to do this more and more, and to become fluent again. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gabriel. And it's about you, Mikael. How was your first immersion, the conversation, the subject?
Thank you for opportunity. Is good immersion. Is my first time here, but espero continuar aprendendo mais e poder participar de mais vezes. É assim que vai desenvolvendo, né?
Yeah,
Thank you so much for all.
very good. Mikael and Gabriel, welcome to the platform. I hope you both had a good experience and practice idioms. Talk a lot. I hope you both talk a lot to practice the conversation. Luis Carlos, your feedback.
Well, Tali, I like so much this new hour, this new scheduling. And yes, was a great marathon. Is always good hear real people talk with real subjects, you know. So for me, it's a amazing experience with a lot of polite people. So for me, it was amazing.
Thank you. And about you, Anderson?
I feel very happy because still I don't speak English fluently still, but I feel more confident after I I start English with conversation.
With platform.
Yeah,
I see.
yes, with platform.
Okay. So, people from YouTube, thank you for your presence. If you are watching or if you will watch the conversation there, the recording,